Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I love Descendants and Zombies, and I feel as if the best way to talk about Descendants and Zombies and showcase your passion of being a fan of Descendants and Zombies is by doing it with an open heart and an open mind. So you don't feel as if a journalist or a critic is talking to you about Descendants and Zombies. So you feel as if someone who is just like each and every one of you, who is a fan of the franchises, is talking to you about how much he loves the franchises. And that creates a powerful video to be uploaded on YouTube. And it makes you feel as if you're a part of something so special, just as you felt you were a part of something so special when you attended the Worlds Collide Tour and one of the 43 arena dates that was an incredible production that Disney put off this summer, making it the greatest summer of all of our lives. For me, while attending the Worlds Collide Tour for all of you was the greatest moment of your life, the greatest honor of my life this summer came in the form of having the honor to commentate on Descendants and Zombies for each and every one of you and meeting you for the passion that we all share in. I want to say thank you all so much for the love and support you have shown this YouTube channel continuously. It has become somewhat overwhelming to me that knowing that everybody is hitting my like button, everybody is hitting my subscribe button, and while I can't make sense of it, or for the life of me I don't know why everybody is hitting my like and subscribe buttons, I know it has something to do with the passion that has brought us all together, because we all love Descendants and Zombies, and I for one don't love seeing your favorite stars criticized. That's why I created this YouTube channel, so those stars would know that the love and support for what they have given to these franchises can be seen through all of us. Because we are all fans of Descendants and Zombies who have subscribed here, who have showed up here at the last moment to save the reputations of all your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars. And that's all I've ever wanted to ensure for them, is that their legacy will go down in history for being some of the greatest of all time, because I was the biggest Descendants and Zombies fan in the world. While I may not have the Descendants and Zombies posters as a backdrop or decorative decorations for your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars, I know I'm the biggest Descendants and Zombies fan in the world because I talk about it with such pride and a passion which goes with talking about Descendants and Zombies. The people who are the greatest fans in the world of Descendants and Zombies are not the critics who review it so critically on their YouTube channels for a 10-minute video. It's each and every one of you who are the fans of Descendants and Zombies. So I'm here to tell you guys there is nothing wrong with supporting your favorite Descendants and Zombies star, no matter if that's Meg Donnelly, Freya Skye, Malachi Burton, whoever it is that you see yourself through the eyes of. I am here to tell you that supporting Descendants and Zombies and being a fan of it, there is nothing wrong with it. And you should shy away from these critics on YouTube who are trying to take away your hopes and dreams about Descendants and Zombies. You know what I did before I jumped on this video tonight? I was watching Freya Skye's official music video, Gold Is Gone, on Vivo, and I saw the millions of views it was getting, the thousands of likes, and I said if there was one girl in this world that deserved love and support, it was Freya Skye. And that love and support is seen through each and every one of you every single time that you show up for the Worlds Collide Tour or do something just as simple as watch Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires on Disney+. That's all you got to do. Because your passion for Descendants and Zombies is what these stars' legacies will be remembered for and defined through. I'm telling you now. You guys made this all happen for Descendants and Zombies. Because remember years ago when High School Musical wasn't expected to amount to anything, and it was just going to be a movie that was going to specifically be produced for Disney Channel? Nobody ever thought that 17.5 million people would tune into the premiere of High School Musical. It happened on the same night that Miley Cyrus's and the Jonas Brothers premiered a Hannah Montana episode that became the most popular Hannah Montana episode of all time, on the same night that High School Musical 2 became the greatest Disney Channel movie of all time. I too believe that Descendants and Zombies will become the greatest franchises of all time, and your favorite stars will go down in history for being legends. If Miley Cyrus can go down in history for being the greatest Disney legend of all time, so too can your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars, and that includes Freya Skye. Even though she's only 15 years old, I still think that she's the greatest of all time because of how she connects with each and every one of you. And not just connects with each and every one of you, emotionally connects with each and every one of you. And I got that from her performance of Gold Is Gone at the Worlds Collide Tour. I was just waiting for the moment when she was going to break down in tears. I wanted that to happen because I wanted her to showcase who she really was as a person, how much each and every one of you meant to her. She couldn't tell you how much each and every one of you meant to her until she emotionally became overcome, because Disney, of course, puts out all these restrictions in the script. Here's what you can say, here's what you can't say. I think one of the greatest things ever to witness is when a star does everything with an open heart and an open mind. That's why I try to do these videos with an open heart and an open mind for each and every one of you, to encourage people like Freya Sky and Malachi Burton and Kylie Cantrell, that there's nothing really wrong with that. There's been never nothing wrong with being yourself. Did you notice at the Worlds Collide Tour how Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky were so happy to be themselves when they got to break out of character? They got the opportunity to break character, and they got to talk to each and every one of you at the Q&As, in the performances of songs like Denim and Goodie Bag and See You Tonight and Gold Is Gone. I really do believe that people like Kylie Cantrell are the new Hannah Montana of the new generation, and Freya Sky is well on her way to becoming the new Taylor Swift of this up-and-coming generation, because she's just so popular. And I love that she's so popular. So when that moment finally happened, when she got to break character and she got down on her hands and knees, crying in tears, expressing her emotions towards each and every one of you, I said, this is it. This is where she gets the opportunity to connect with each and every one of you. And not only did she do that, but she got to go out in the crowd. She got to slap hands with each and every one of you during the duet Dream Comes True. I mean, there were so many unforgettable moments from this Worlds Collide Tour that made me so proud to be a fan of Zombies. That made me so proud to be a fan of Descendants. That made me so proud to know Freya Sky. And here's the most magical thing about Freya Sky. She's only just 15. So she's only just figuring out her place in the world, which means she still has a long way to go. And I, for one, am incredibly excited to find out where she goes from here. Because Freya Sky is just an incredibly talented person. She's overflowing with kindness and love for everybody who ever said they were a fan of hers. I mean, the fans go crazy for Freya Sky. Meg Donnelly noticed this with an instancy. So when it came to passing the torch from herself to Freya Sky, and it came to passing the torch from Mila Manheim to Malachi Burton, they had no issues with it, because they wanted this to happen. They wanted Zombies to get to this point. That's why they sent in a video message to Freya and Malachi at the Worlds Collide Tour. While they couldn't be there, they wanted to ensure the legacies of the people that had the torch passed on from them to them would be meaningful. And it really was, because one of the most memorable moments from watching Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires was when the torch was set up to be passed. I loved that. I loved how from one moment to the next you didn't know what was going to happen in Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires. While Descendants' plot was very predictable, and we knew what was going to happen from one moment to the next, we just didn't know what was going to happen in Zombies. We didn't know what supernatural creatures were going to show up in the franchise. We didn't know the car was going to turn over, and then all of a sudden, after they were on this road trip, they were going to run into Victor and Nova, and it was going to set up for a passing of the torch moment. It was so incredibly done. It was really a fabulous movie. And I really think that Disney has really come into its own. They couldn't have introduced it at a better time. Marvel was just coming off the introduction of Marvel Multiverse. Everybody was checking out of it. I was probably the only guy that had anything good to say about the Marvel Multiverse stuff. And here comes Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires, after we had believed the story between Zed and Addison had reached its conclusion. Addison had found her place in the world. But, there's always been this thing about me. While people have always closed the door on franchises such as Zombies and Descendants, I've never ever wanted to say goodbye. There's this thing about me that I have issues with having to say goodbye. I've never ever wanted to say goodbye to a franchise. So if there's one guy on YouTube that you should subscribe to because you want Descendants and Zombies to last for forever, it's this guy. Because you will never hear me saying goodbye to stars like Meg Donnelly and Mila Manheim, because I, for one, believe we'll see them again. We may not see them in a full capacity now that the torch is passed, but that doesn't mean that we won't see them make a cameo as a camp counselor. I mean, they said that years ago about the original Power Rangers. They never make cameos in movies, and they're still doing it. I mean, they said that years ago about the Goosebumps movie. R.L. Stine would never make an appearance in the Goosebumps movies, but he did. And I really do believe there is a chance we could see people like Dove Cameron return to reprise the roles, even if it is in the form of a cameo. I don't buy into this whole idea of Descendants having celebrated its 10th anniversary without even mentioning from Dove Cameron, which it's to a point now where Dove Cameron hasn't mentioned anything. Perhaps they're just, covering up the fact that Dove Cameron will return to reprise the role, even if in fact it is in the form of a cameo. I'm not here on YouTube to take away your hopes and dreams. I'm here to encourage them. Because I really do believe if there's one thing that a child in this world should have the honor of holding on to, it's their hopes and their dreams. Even if it is their hope and dream to see Victor and Nova kiss in the Zombies franchise. The only reason why that was taken out of the script when originally they were sketched to kiss, expected to, was because of their age. That was the only reason. But we did finally get to see Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim kiss because they had offered so much to the franchise, and they were 24, 25 years old. Meg Donnelly is only a couple of months older than what Milo Manheim is, so it fit perfectly with the script. But just because the chance for them to kiss was taken out of the script doesn't mean that we won't get the opportunity to see them kiss. Because I can guarantee you right now, there will be something emotional in the script where they will kiss. Even if it is the last time that we ever see anything done with the Zombies franchise, and it reaches, in the minds of a lot of critics, its dramatic conclusion, which is very far away from happening. But even if it doesn't happen until 2035, if I'm still alive, I will be here talking about it. I'll probably be really old and probably, suffering from a lot of health issues, but I will be here talking about Zombies and how proud I was to see Freya Skye and Malachi Burton getting to this point. Because I know a lot of people went into Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires thinking, well, if Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim are going to say the words I love you for the first time ever, then so too should Freya Skye and Malachi Burton. But again, Disney has these age restrictions, and we kind of have to wait for this to happen, because this is going to be a moment in history that we're all going to be a part of. We don't know when it's going to happen, but eventually it will. While other critics will tell you all the time that they don't need to kiss, they don't need to go this far. But I mean, you take a look at how beautiful the Battle of Dream Comes True was when they met each other for the first time after seeing each other in their dreams, which, by the way, was a beautiful way to introduce us to two characters we had never seen before in a franchise as powerful as what Zombies was and ever amounted to. I think this is what Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim have worked all their lives to build up to. This moment in history where the torch was finally passed. And I was incredibly proud to be a part of it because, Zombies reminded me of a lot of moments in my own life. I never really had a whole lot of friends in my lifetime. I probably had 2 or 3 really good friends. A guy who wanted to be a rock star. A guy who was very passionate about playing video games. And when I play video games, he played every video game there was. From Super Mario 64 to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to Indiana Jones, you name it, he played it. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Resident Evil. He was very passionate about playing video games. That sounds like a real loser, I know, but I've always believed that if you love something and you're so passionate about it, ballet, dancing, music, whatever, go for your dreams because you only have one life to live. And I had another friend who wanted to be a rock star, which he never ever had the chance to be, but nobody ever stopped him from his dreams. He had the opportunity to work on the indie circuit as part of a band that nobody ever heard tell of, but I was very proud to call them my friends, and the point I'm trying to make is, you don't have to have 500 friends supporting you and be the most popular kid in your class. All you've got to be is yourself. And if the audience loves you, they're going to let you know about it. If the audience hates you, they too will also let you know about it. It works both ways. But as long as you know you have 3 or 4 really good friends in your lifetime that you have forever held on to, that you too have supported, they will return the support to you, and they will never ever leave your side. That's something I've always wanted. I had the opportunity to do throughout my high school experience, and it helped me get through every moment that was very challenging in my lifetime. I never had it easy. The greatest honor of my life was having the honor that brought me to each and every one of you, and having the honor as one of the greatest of all time to talk about Descendants and Zombies in a way it's meant to be talked about for a very long time. So I just want to simply say thank you to each and every one of you for believing in me when it seemed like nobody else ever did. No matter if I was talking about Descendants or Zombies, you guys supported me. You are forever always hit my subscribe and my like button. And I don't know where I'd be without each and every one of you, honestly. I am just like each and every one of you. I am incredibly excited to find out what's inside of this vortex. I don't know what's inside of this vortex. Why don't I know what's inside of this vortex? Because I'm a fan, just like each and every one of you. I've been a part of every moment of Descendants and Zombies history, and I want these moments to last for forever. I just spoke on how I had issues with saying goodbye. I don't think we should ever get to a point where we should say goodbye? Do I think that series like Hannah Montana and Jonas and Wizards of Waverly Place should have got to a point where they said goodbye? No. If it was up to me, shows like Wizards of Waverly Place in their original form and Hannah Montana would still be being produced. We'd probably be up to High School Musical 15 by now, if it were up to me. That's why I've been putting it out there to be hired on as a writer, producer, and director for franchises such as Descendants and Zombies, because they mean so much to me. And I know how much they mean to each and every one of you. Because being a fan of this is a moment in your lifetime. Because Descendants and Zombies has changed your perception on life. It's changed your direction in your life. Because by seeing these stars at the Worlds Collide Tour, you too have wanted to be on stage. You too have wanted to be like your favorite stars because of their favorite colors, what they like, what they don't like. You have modeled yourself after your favorite stars and you have felt inspired. And I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with that. How you guys sold out every venue this summer for the Worlds Collide Tour, while these critics will always be on YouTube forever and always, criticizing what they liked about the tour, what they didn't like about the tour, how the merchandise didn't live up to their standard because the quality of the merchandise wasn't, the best. What did you expect? I mean, Disney was going from one state to the other with this tour, and they wanted to touch the hearts of so many unbelievable people. It wasn't about the merchandise that you took home. I don't care who you are. You can have your whole room decorated with Descendants of Zombies merchandise. Until you figure out how to talk about Descendants of Zombies like I have for the last 10 years, then you can call yourself the greatest Descendants of Zombies fan of all time. It's these people who watch these videos who are the greatest fans in the world. It's never been the critic who's been the greatest fan in the world because they don't know the first thing about Descendants of Zombies and they don't know how to talk about Descendants of Zombies. I may be a guy who has no Descendants merchandise in his backdrop, like the other 500 people that have the rooms decorated to hell and back with Descendants of Zombies merchandise. And I may be a guy who sounds like he's suffering from a zombie infection every night of his life, right before he jumps through a window to protect you all while you sleep from a vampire invasion that are constantly on the prowl. Somebody's got to do it. But until these critics figure out how to talk about Descendants of Zombies the way it was meant to be talked about and show it its appreciation for its value and what it showcased, then Descendants of Zombies will forever and always be criticized. So the greatest honor of my life I've made to sit behind this podcast microphone and talk about Descendants of Zombies 100 times a day, even if that's what that means, because it deserves to be talked about in the way that it's been meant to be talked about for a very long time. Do you think Disney expected for it to be criticized? Sure they did. But they never ever wanted it to amount to all criticism. And the best reviews that have been compiled about Descendants of Zombies may not have necessarily come from me, but they sure as hell have come from each and every one of you. And that is something to be incredibly proud of yourselves for. Because while everybody else turned away from the positives that Descendants of Zombies have represented and presented to each and every one of us, about how even the largest of dreams and the most insignificant of dreams, from the most significant to the insignificant, could happen for you. Out of everything that we've seen happen for Descendants of Zombies, Descendants of Zombies exists through each and every one of your hearts. The 1,000 people that watch my videos every single day of their lives, whatever video they watch and whatever video is their favorite, they are the ones, you guys are the ones, who have made Descendants of Zombies happen. It's been anything but the critics that has made Descendants of Zombies a profound success. I will go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time to ever talk about Descendants of Zombies, but it won't happen because I talked about Descendants of Zombies. It will be because each and every one of you saw the good in me. You put the call in me to create a Descendants of Zombies show for you, and we made it happen. But I didn't do this by myself. I did this because of each and every one of you. Tomorrow morning I will upload another video about Descendants of Zombies. This will be out by midnight tonight. And if any of you catch this video before midnight tonight, thank you so much for all the love and support that you've shown this YouTube channel, because I honestly don't know where I would be without each and every one of you. I'd probably be one of those video game streamers on Twitch. And to be honest with each and every one of you, the thought of that really sucks. Either that or I'd probably be working at the local noodle shop. It's called Chinatown. And believe you me, That's the worst experience ever, having to put together 150 orders of noodles and transport them in a noodle truck. That is a real occupation. You know, did you actually think that this was just made up for Kung Fu Panda 5, 6, 7, 8? Man, this is real. This is why Nova in Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires kicks as much ass as what she does, because she's inspired by Kung Fu Panda. And my next job could be inspired by Kung Fu Panda if everybody doesn't subscribe to this YouTube channel, because in all honesty, I don't know where I'd be without each and every one of you. So if you're watching this video, I would love for you to subscribe, because I really do have a lot to say where it goes about Descendants of Zombies. Am I a fan of Freya Sky? I've been a fan of Freya Sky for forever. I can remember watching Kylie Control's very first YouTube video, because all she ever wanted to do was sing and dance and create funny videos like all of her friends. And because her family was incredibly supportive of her wanting to pursue her dreams, every single dream that Kylie Control had eventually became a reality. She may be crying on TikTok videos because critics can't make sense of why she is the way she is and she's doing what she's doing, but she's doing a fabulous job with it. And I love Kylie Control for that. Ever since the age of 9 years old, I knew Kylie Control had something special. She was going to be something special for each and every one of us, and I haven't been more proud to be a part of anyone's life and talking about their career in the way it was meant to be talked about. I will forever miss Ruby Rose Turner being a part of the Descendants franchise, for those of you wondering. For those of you who may be new here, those of you who are my first 150 subscribers know that I am the biggest supporter and the biggest fan in the world of Ruby Rose Turner ever since the days of Ruby Rock and Mirror for Disney Channel and Coop and Cammy Ask the World. That was a show that ended long before its time. So too was Gabby Dern and the Unsittables. For the life of me, I don't know why Disney didn't continue those shows and discontinued them. They could never get past 4 seasons for shows years ago, and it seems as if they can't still. I think Bunked was the first and only show that got up to 7 seasons. Actually, Bunked premiered on the same night that the first Descendants movie did, on July 31st, 2015. I was there for that premiere. I loved it so much. We have a long way to go with Descendants and Zombies. Even though the Worlds Collide Tour has probably 3 shows left, it will wrap up on September 16th. We still have a long way to go. We have Christmas specials for Descendants forthcoming. I remember last year how Red Christmas was so big, so huge for Christmas 2024. I wanted to be here to cover that for you guys, but a lot of stuff was in the way. I had to go away for a while. But I am back here now, and I will get to spend Halloween, I will get to spend Christmas with you guys, and I'm inviting you to be on this incredible journey with me, because I have a lot of really fun things to discuss about Descendants and Zombies, a lot of promising hopes to throw your way, because if there's one guy that believes that these stories should last forever and should never get to a dramatic conclusion like other critics are pursuing for Descendants and Zombies and hoping for, wishing it would just go away, I have this thing about me where I never want to say goodbye to franchises that have forever and always held a special place in my heart. And perhaps that has something to do with how I'm a real sweetheart, and I really do love Freya Sky, and I really do love Ruby Rose Turner to the moon and back. If there's one guy out there going to love them for forever and always, it's this guy here. And I know you do too. So because I know you do too, I know this YouTube channel can't happen without your love and support. So if you could get a moment to hit my subscribe and my like buttons, I would really love to see this YouTube channel explode. Thank you so much for believing in this YouTube channel when I even didn't believe in this YouTube channel, because I never ever thought that this YouTube channel would see 500 subscribers, much less 3,000 and over 58,000 channel views. By tomorrow morning it will be near 59,000 channel views, approaching 60,000. That is incredible. An average of 10,000 views per month have been put up on here and have happened because of each and every one of you. It certainly didn't happen because I was uploading Descendants video after Descendants video or Zombies video after Zombies video. It happened because you saw the good in me, and you revitalized my career, and you gave me a second chance, and for that I just simply want to say thank you, because tonight, as I said, I could be streaming video games on Twitch, and that's really boring and really has no purpose, even though I have the biggest PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 video game collection of all time. But I would much rather talk about Descendants and Zombies for each and every one of you, and I've got a lot to say where Descendants and Zombies goes. So if you're watching this video at midnight tonight, just know I love you all so much. Thank you for all the love and support that you have shown this YouTube channel continuously, because I honestly don't know where I would be Without your guys' love and support, it is truly unbelievable to me. I can never put into words how appreciative I am of each and every one of you. By tomorrow morning, hopefully I'll have more to say about Descendants of Zombies. We will do this all again tomorrow morning. If you're watching this video, of course, this is a part of our Sunday afternoon lineup, and I hope that you love it so much. Thank you very much for all your love and support. Keep Descendants of Zombies in your hearts, as I will keep it in mine, as we try to support our favorite Descendants of Zombies stars: Freya Skye, Malachi Burton, Meg Donnelly, Mila Manheim, Kylie Cantrell, Malia Baker, Ruby Rose Turner, and stars of the past, even though they don't even watch Descendants anymore: Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, forever and always Cameron Boyce in our hearts. I love you guys so much, man, and I will do my best to provide you with great commentaries about Descendants of Zombies. If somebody's going to do it, it's going to be me. And somebody's got to do it, because nobody knows how to compile great commentaries such as this. I love you guys, man. Keep Descendants of Zombies in your hearts, and keep hitting the subscribe button on this YouTube channel. We will talk again in literally just a few hours from now, because dreams really do come true and can happen for anybody. Even when you least expect it, you will find your light.